All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome back. Another episode, another day. Gotta love it. Thank you for everybody for tuning in. It does mean a lot. In advance, please like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think after the video in the comment section down below. And make sure to hit that bell button for the next latest and greatest best review video here on the Disney Plus of YouTube. We just got done watching the Hocus Pocus 2 brand new 2022 as of release, and I have to say that it wasn't too shabby. I won't try to get into too many crazy spoilers and whatnot, but definitely give a little bit of an overview right out of the get-go and what it's about and kind of my initial thoughts as a review. So let's get right into it, and thank you. You could almost say where the last one leaves off as a direct sequel to the first one. We start off with a little bit of an intro, and it kind of gives a very nice background to the first movie. It kind of tells us more about the Sanderson sisters in the time of Salem, Massachusetts, around that 1683-ish era, if you will. That sets up the old Sanderson myth and what makes that segmented part of Massachusetts so famous. Thereafter, we definitely drive right into the movie, and a new story begins following up of the connected events that this movie does a pretty good job at connecting the points, but however, it's more like an indirect connection and kind of like a flashback connection. We see a couple of those throughout the movie, and whereas that's probably not the best route in every saga or certain sequels, if you will, at least it does a fair job at what it specifically tries to do, which is just that. Now, however, I do appreciate the fact that we get the return of the famous Sanderson sisters from the original back in 1993. Feels kind of weird to say that. And this movie actually released 29 years later. So that 29-year myth of that they would return on that specific Halloween night, etc. You would almost want to think, hey, does this movie probably open up to a third? And it does, actually. I'm not going to spoil anything again, but I just want to let you guys know. Definitely stick around till after the credits, or you can fast forward because you have that ability. Obviously, with Disney Plus, the streaming platform, make sure to skip past the credits. You get a little bit of an end credit scene, and it definitely opens up and rounds out to a possible third movie. Now, do we need that? Definitely not. I don't think we do. I think it's the idea that it's good to have the, appearance, the expectation that, hey, you know what? The third one could be possible. And if you really ask me, honestly, this one is definitely worth the watch. It's nice. It brings its own, modern day era and technology into the new sequel that this is. I think they did a good job. I think the effects are cool. There were just a couple things in the movie when it came to the setting and when it comes to the, kind of corny jokes here and there. You kind of catch on to it. And then where it does make you chuckle, it simply isn't really an everlasting satisfaction, unfortunately. But neither here nor there. You got to appreciate the return of the original cast members of the Sanderson sisters and Billy Butcherson. All of them have reprised their roles, but unfortunately, we only got like little snips and glimpses, kind of nods towards the other original cast members, who did not reprise their role, and I think that is where this movie definitely flopped also. To have them at least cameo in, not even a big role or anything, I think that would have been incredible to have them in, and I think Disney and the Hocus Pocus cast and crew definitely kind of bit the bullet on this, and they should have included them some way, shape, or form. And that was kind of a big disappointment. But again, it's probably something I could have seen coming. They did state that it was because of scheduling issues, but, I guess business is business sometimes, right? But the story does kind of talk about This brand new story does talk about the roughly 15 to 17-year-olds being the main characters of the movie, accidentally bringing back to life the Sanderson sisters. And while that happens, they realize, two of them realize what they've done and also need the help of their third friend. Being the main characters, trying to stop the main villains, obviously the Sanderson sisters. And they accidentally light the candle, bring them back. Same, plot slash story point of the first one. They have to defeat the evil witches and make sure that everybody lives and saves the day throughout the night until sunrise the next morning. Now, again, not going to spoil anything, but you can kind of see how that unfolds, and I think they went a good route. They definitely didn't copy the same thing, but there was definitely some nice elements that brought out, without disappointing anybody who hasn't seen it yet. They definitely brought out a lot of good new elements to the movie. On top of that, I do like kind of how it ends, kind of like a nice happy ending. I think it was needed because the first one was definitely pretty sad, and by no means, I'm just going to say it again, the second one did not fully live up to the first one. If I'm just kind of rounding it out, giving this one a full-blown grade of everything, I would say that we're looking at about a C+, probably a 7 out of 10. Definitely worth the watch, worth your time. You got to check it out. It's a movie that definitely grasps the concept of the first one, but adds new features and kind of, little nods to the first one. We appreciate the effort. We appreciate, what it gives out, but just didn't really live up to the first one. I think that would be the biggest disappointment, but other than that, I think it's definitely worth your time. Everybody should definitely, watch it, dig into it, and, explore it for themselves. I also don't think we'll ever need a third one. I think having two is fine. I think they, paced it right. I think they scripted it as best as they possibly could. And it was kind of good to feel this Hocus Pocus excitement at least one more time. So I can't be mad at that. But with that being said, hopefully you guys enjoy it at least a little bit, maybe the more than I did. It definitely had its fun times. It had its ups and downs, but I will leave it at that. Thank you guys for tuning in. Much appreciated. And I'll catch you guys on the next, whether it be non-spoiler or spoiler review. You guys take care. We got more coming up on the Disney Plus review tube and other review tubes we have on the channel as well. So make sure to check those out also. Till next one.